Okay, sir. Tell me about about yourself and about your car here. It's a very old-fashioned looking car. What kind of, or I mean, van or truck or whatever it is. What is it?
It's a 55 Chev panel truck.
A panel truck?
Panel truck. They only made these for a few months in 1955, and then they switched so they look like the 56 and 57s.
Okay.
Bestest choice show, whatever. Texas Road.
Let me see here. Yeah, panel truck here. And during their brief time, what was their purpose?
It was mostly for delivery. I think this one probably belonged to a school district because we found yellow paint underneath the old paint.
So I deliver like pencils and school supplies, basically.
Yeah, probably the guys that did the maintenance on the buses probably used it.
Right. So you found this. How did you retrieve this car?
I found this car up in Minnesota, all in pieces. The whole front end was inside. We built, motor, transmission rear end, all the suspension, but we wanted to keep the old paint. We put the lettering on and made it look as old as the paint.
Oh.
It's all late model V8 350 Chev and automatic. Disc brakes, power steering, it's all late model underneath. It's all on airbags. It raises up when I drive it.
So you were trying to make this car look older.
Yeah.
And why was that? You just wanted to make it look more like...
Just the way I remember them when I was a kid. You see somebody driving something like this. And, I've got other cars that are shiny, but this is more fun to
use. All right, let's take a look at the back here. Got me through here. What you got here? Well, what you got here in the back? I see like a chair. It almost looks pretty much like the same color as the car does. A beautiful
it's outdoor
hat.
Furniture, old outdoor furniture. This is an old toolbox from back in the 40s.
An old toolbox?
Yeah.
Let's see that toolbox. Bring it out for a minute. An old toolbox from 1940s.
Yeah.
This is Trainer Special. What is that? Was that like the name of the brand or what?
No, that's me. I'm Trainer.
Oh, you're a Trainer.
Yeah. I used to build motorcycles, and we called them Trainer Specials. And because the toolbox looked like a bomb, we put "It's the bomb." That was an old saying back.
It's the bomb. Well, I know it's making a comeback. It's the bomb. It's like a comeback, like in the '90s and now.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, what? You said you did motorcycles. You worked on motorcycles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, how many motorcycles have you built?
Oh, over 100.
All right, you actually participated. You actually physically
from the frame up. Yeah, we used to build them. I don't so much anymore, but I still got some.
What were the range? I mean, what were the range and size that you've done?
Well, they're all Harleys.
All Harleys.
But, I got a 51 Harley with a sidecar, and then a 48, and I got some other brand new. I got an 03 and an 04 that we built. I got 5 of them still.
Now, how would you would make the card, you would send them out, or what? I mean, the motorcycle, I'm sorry, and you would send them out. Did you see if the company sold any motorcycles, would you see any percentage of that pay?
No, I built them all, I owned them all, and sold them all, so I got every dime. Me and my son.
You got every dime. Because I know if you did yourself, or you just made it for a company.
We did it all for ourselves. We used to have a motorcycle shop. I'm retired now, so.
Oh, your son's got a motorcycle shop?
He used to.
He used to. So you got these. He possesses the motorcycles you built.
We sold all of them. He's got one that he's built, and I've still got 5.
May I ask how much profit you got from that?
Well, you can ask. I probably wouldn't tell you.
I'm sure you didn't do badly.
I didn't lose that much.
Let me see here. What else you got here? I'm gonna take you around your car here. What about the suitcase here? The red suitcase. What's that?
That's a table. I collect Hamilton Scotch stuff that was made here in Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
And it's all that plaid, and that's a table that folds up when you're sitting outside and trying to eat or something.
Okay.
That wasn't made by Hamilton Scotch, but it looks just like all the other stuff.
Okay, hold on a second here. Get over here. All right, there's your name there, Trainer custom cycles,
Tickets up here, Doc.
hot rods,
15 for 10.
and Harleys.
Sunshine counters up here for 17 bucks.
Sir, are you a grandfather?
Yes.
Do any of them interested in like motorcycles or vehicles or anything like that?
I just got one granddaughter, and yeah, she's traveled with us since she was a baby.
Oh. How old is she now?
She's 18.
Oh, she's grown.
Yeah.
Okay. So she loves cars too, huh?
Yeah.
And what kind of seats you have here?
Sunshine counters up here.
Those are
DJ
out of
booths.
a,
Flip spots up here, DJ booth.
Toyota Tacoma.
Toyota Tacoma?
Yeah.
Great. Looks pretty fresh.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks old. We went on several 1,000-mile trips.
Oh, so you traveled this car, you traveled this thing, how far did you go?
Well, we went 1,000 miles several different times. All out through Illinois and Indiana and Kentucky. You know, just go out, go on vacation, we take it.
Yeah. Any fond memories of a certain trip you got?
Oh, no, I've been doing this since 1971, so yeah, there's a lot of memories.
I would say a lot of
real good, some I can't repeat.
so I would say either one be entertaining for the audience, a great trip, or something like
Probably nothing
something
I
like
should talk about.
Yeah, or something like Clark Griswold or something. Oh, thanks for reading. Tell us about yourself, your name, and your car.
My name is Wayne Robinson. I have a 41 Ford pickup. It's been modified, of course. It has a Chevrolet 350 small block in it, and Mustang rear end and front end. It has cruise, and air, and tilt, CD player in it. It's got a special paint, it's a world orange, I believe it's what it's called. It's just a nice automobile. My first love started with these old cars back when my dad and I was younger. He loved old cars too.
Sunshine counters up here,
Kind of stuck with
$17.
me. I also have, besides this one, I have a 49 Ford convertible that I just had finished, and it's not here tonight, but it will be soon, hopefully. And, so pretty much that's where I'm at with it. It's got, just what you see. It's been modified a little bit in the front end and everything, but I'm proud of it.
Okay. Now, you treat this car. I call it a truck. I don't know what to call it, but it's nice. It's really got real fresh color here. You would treat this car from where now? You treat this car from where now?
Where did I get it?
Yeah.
Well, I traded with a man here locally in Westchester.
Oh.
And he bought it from the original owner, or the guy that built it.
Oh, okay.
And that's how I got it. I traded to get it. I saw the truck one day, and I knew I had to have it somehow, so I did some trading with him, and I came up with a 41 Ford.
Now you say you and your dad were always into cars or whatever?
Well, my dad raced a little bit when he was young in a local dirt track, and that was a big deal. So we was always around cars. My brothers, I remember these old vehicles. I have older brothers, and I just remember them from when I was a child, and just fell for them. I'm not really a mechanic. I'm more of a guy that just likes them. I have to hire somebody to do the work.
Yeah.
So, but it's great fun. It's not a hobby that I can make any money on. I don't try to do that because I don't do it for that. I do it because I love the old cars.
Okay. Do you what kind of does your dad say you say your dad raced some and stuff like that?
And my uncle back in the early 50s out here north of Hamilton had an old dirt speedway, oval track. And they all used to race there with other local people, but it was just a dirt track, and they used to race the old 32s and 33s and 44s and all of that, and that's just the bug, I was always around it.
Yeah, would he ever win any trophies or anything like that when he was racing?
No, I don't think that back in those days, I don't even think they had trophies to give out. I think it was just a matter of pay admitting fee and race if you dared. Because the track was next to a creek, and a lot of times they would wreck and roll the car right over the ditch right into the creek.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was more of a comedy of racing, I think, than it was anything.
Oh.
but they had a lot of fun, and you just have memories of that, and that sticks with you. You know?
Okay, well, now, what kind of cars did you had in the past? What kind of cars your brothers had and stuff like that?
Well, they had the 49 Fords. I have a 49 Ford convertible. They had Chevrolets, the old Chevrolets, 55, 57s, and I just remember a lot of 40-some Fords and 50 Chevrolets and 50 Fords, stuff like that. That's all they ever had. And when I started out, my first car was a 51 Chevrolet. Cost me $60, so that was my first car when I started driving. And I've had a lot of cars since then.
Well, I got my driver's license when I was 17, and I bought my first car when I was 22. And how old were you when you bought your
16.
first? Oh, your first car was 16?
Well, my mom bought it. It was $60, so we came up with $60. Sometimes it would run, and sometimes it wouldn't. It was a now and then car. It'd run now and then.
Oh, that's cool. So is your wife in cars?
She just comes along with me. She always figures she's going to get something to eat out of it, so she always manages to go.
Yeah, Taco Bell's right over there.
Yeah.
And so is Burger King. Actually, you got every restaurant around here. So, let's see what kind of car. Let's see what kind of seating you got here.
What is it?
Why don't you open the car door and see what kind of seating you got here? Now, I want to go ahead and film the seating here, and now I want to go ahead and flash back to you and see what you tell me about it. I just rather do it that way, just to make sure everyone hears us.
I'll try to open the hood.
Okay. Now, what kind of engine is this?
That is a Chevy Small Block 350.
A Chevy Small Block 350. Now, how fast can they go, and how long can they last before they conk out?
Well, if you take care of them, it's like any other car. The motor has been completely rebuilt, so it's a new motor.
Brand new. Tickets are up here.
You're lucky if you get 1,000 miles a year on a car like this, so it can last a long time. What'll wear out probably before that will be the body.
Oh, okay.
With the elements out, if it gets rain or anything. It can last into another owner or two, if you keep it garage kept like I have.
Good. Now, I took a picture of the seats, which people just saw. You'll see here. What kind of seats are those?
I don't know what they came out of. I suspect maybe a Mustang or something. It kind of looked like, but I can't be sure of that. I don't know. I didn't build the car, so I can't tell you for sure.
Oh, okay. Okay, and of course you got your orange dice. I saw a blue car recently with blue dice in it too. So where did you get the dice from?
The dice is something that they had back in the 50s. Every hot rod car, every hot rodder had dice on their mirrors, and you'll see them on the motorcycles.
It's a 1970 Ford Torino convertible GT.
Okay, now how'd you get this car? It's really nice here. Let me show it here for a minute. Now, how'd you retrieve this car? How long have you had it?
I've had it since 02.
02.
And I found it in a farmer's field with the front end knocked off of it and the motor stolen out of it.
A motor stolen out of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I looked at it and I thought, well, I can put this thing back. Well, it took me 5 years to do it, but it's finally here.
No engine or nothing in it?
No, when I got it, there was no engine, no front end. But the rest of it was there and rebuildable.
Now, there are a lot of population out there that would turn away and say, no motor, no engine, I'll screw this and walk away. Now, what made you decide to stick with it?
It's a very collectible type car. There's a very small mintage of these cars made in 1970.
Okay. So you think it'd be worth any money? You decided to sell it? Like be worth a lot of money and all?
It's worth a fair amount of money.
Right. And this was this was a car, I would guess, of course you were really young when this car came out. How popular were these cars back in 1970?
It was Motor Trend Car of the Year in 1970.
Oh, really?
And that's saying a lot because of the 442s and the Chevelles and the Camaros and everything else.
Okay, you don't know how much they sold though? I mean, don't know how like what they sold initially in that year or two?
The convertible model sold about 3,100.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see all the work you've had done. Now all this work, you had new engine put in. How much of this work is actually? How much this is actually original? How much of this work is actually what you put into it?
Oh, gee, I wouldn't have no idea, but it was 5 years of work, and I mean work, not fooling around.
And you worked your ass off.
Yeah, and there's a lot of parts on there from, gee whiz, Georgia, Oklahoma, Oregon, Ohio, West Virginia. Came from everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. What really attracts me over here, more so than the outside. The outside is decent. Don't get me wrong, but what really attracts me is the seats. The seats look like they've just like weren't just invented. I mean, they look so crisp and clear. Now, how much money and work did you put on those?
Well, we rehabbed the interior, but the back seat is completely original.
Really?
Yeah, completely original.
Let's take a look. Let's step back here. Let the audience take a lookie. Now, okay, here's the gauges, the gas gauges. Those are kind of cool. How much work was put into this interior here?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
Is this original leather? I mean, not leather. I mean, leather, vinyl. What's this?
It's a vinyl, and it's got new carpet, new pad on the front, and gauges have been added.
Oh, okay.
And it's got a new convertible top.
Oh, a new convertible top.
Yeah.
I'll say you get in. I don't know if you can or not, but the people around, I'll say you get in, have put.
No.
No?
I don't want to do all that. It's a lot of work.
Sir, I was wondering, so when you were a kid, I mean, do you remember like where the hot cars were at the time? A lot of like what were really hot cars? And what car did you initially want when you were a teenager, when you were in your 20s? What kind of car did you really want?
When I was a teenager, I wanted a Cobra.
Oh, Cobra, yeah, I filmed one of those here.
Yeah. And that's it right there.
All right, now here's your other car that you originally wanted as a teenager,
Right.
your Cobra.
Yeah.
Now, I filmed one of these earlier today. I think it was a blue color.
Right.
Why is it called Cobra for? Is it like Cobra? When you think of Cobra, you think of the snake.
Yeah. Right.
Why is it called Cobra for? Do you know why it got that name?
Well, it's Cobra is Carroll Shelby gave it the name way back in 1962. Mm-hmm. So that's how they acquired that name.
Okay. Now, where did you get this? Now, this wasn't originally given to you as a teenager.
No.
So, when did you buy this car?
I bought this car in 1992
Okay.
from the Shelby Cobra place in Hamilton, Ohio.
The Shelby Cobra place in Hamilton, Ohio.
Yeah.
I never heard of it. They're even still in business?
No.
Okay.
No.
Never heard of it. But yeah, and how much work was this? Something that you originally did you put a lot of work in this, or did you pretty much received this the way it was?
Well, I ordered this car from the Cobra dealership, and it was built in South Africa, and it took several months for it to get built and shipped over here by ship to Baltimore, and then it was trucked down to Hamilton, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
And it came painted, but I had to put the motor and the trans and the clutch linkage and the carburetor linkage and the shift linkage and the radiator and everything else in it.
Wow, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how many of these Cobras are these like Cobras? Do they even still make these things anymore? Or I mean, did it kind of like gone out of style? I mean, are they kind of like extinct? What happened?
There's, I think if I'm not mistaken, there's like 37 different companies throughout America that would make a Cobra.
Really?
And this is a Superformance here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's generally regarded as the top of the line.
Oh, top of the line. Let's go ahead and take a look at the seats here.
Yeah. Hey, Paul.
That kind of got my attention. The belt there, that kind of got my attention. It almost kind of looks like a roller coaster belt or something.
Yeah, well, it's called a safety harness. And it's a 5-point safety harness that you're supposed to have in these cars.
Oh.
When it's a car like this.
I love that thing you wear on a roller coaster or something. That's pretty.
Well, it's about like riding a roller coaster when you're driving.
Oh, wow. How fast does this thing go?
I don't know. I ain't never had it that fast.
Oh, okay. You're cautious.
Yeah.
Can you open up the hood? I mean, the trunk?
Yeah.
Or whatever the hell it is. I'm sorry. What kind of engine is that?
It's a Ford FE cubic inch, 406 cubic inch.
And how rare are those kind of engines, and how long can they last?
They're pretty rare. They were made in 1962, 63, and early 64.
Oh, okay. So that's been a while. That's been 50 years. I was wondering, like, you got this all, the engine was installed itself. I mean, this engine was here when you received the car?
Yeah, I put that motor in myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.